It's a long hold at the starting line. Very long hold. Now we have a green light. Center to the left. Prost on the right. As the field clears the start-finish line, the Williams of Patrese and Mansell lighting up the tires as they head into turn one.
Used by the Ferraris and the Williams make that sort of driving much easier, especially on this sort of course where it's nice to be able to keep your hands on the wheel.
You're on board with Jean Alesi after just 23 Formula One starts driving for the most esteemed team in all of motorsports, Ferrari.
Down to turn 5 in second gear. As you can hear, pretty slow corner.
This is the new part of the race course.
Car not turned a wheel till it arrived here on Friday, but the amount of testing they'd done in this particular model, the MP46, was very, very limited. The cars were only finished just the week before last, and they'd done limited testing at Estoril, so pretty brave effort. There's the 28 car of Jean Alesi being hounded by Riccardo Patrese in the blue and yellow Williams with the new Renault engine. Both these the tear-off strips on his helmet probably got a bit of oil and dust. You can see it on our camera lens. Well, it'll be like that on his visor, so he just pulled off one of the tear-off strips going down the straight. But difficult that when it's so bumpy to take your hand off for long.
In the meantime, Roberto Moreno, right there with IndyCar experience on his resume, is doing just fine. We saw Eric Bernard get out of his car moments ago. Let's get back to Rick DeBrule with more.
Down in the garage area with Eric Bernard. Eric, what went wrong with the car?
I think everything is all right just before the stop, and it's necessary to know we received the car very late. Just before the race, and we learned the car, and we have the young problem on the car, and it's probably a oil canalization block.
Oil canalization block?
Sorry?
The oil canalization block?
Yes, it's an oil engine canalization block.
Eric Bernard out of the race was earlier than he planned.
Some train may have got their damping rate just a little bit wrong for the full tank. It may get better as it gets lighter, but it's more likely to get worse.
Riccardo Patrese in his 209th. Oh, he got a crash on the backstretch.
Is that Tarquini?
It looks like perhaps the AG... no, it's a Lotus. That's Mika Hakkinen in his first Formula One start. Oh, what a tough break.
Mika Hakkinen has got my choice of the Jean Alesi of 1991. He is very young, 22. Only done 2 forms of racing before, the Vauxhall Opel in Europe and English Formula 3. Champion at both. And it looked really good, didn't he, over the weekend?
He did. This is the Lotus team, founded by Colin Chapman. As we take another look at what happened. Already has them locked up and perhaps touched the wall at this point.
I think he just scraped that wall coming around the last turn, which is one of those things that everybody looks like they're going to do.
Well, Martin Brundle is a former sports car world champion. He's not going to want to give up without a fight, but it may be the end of his day.
What I saw then looked horribly broken, and Patrese is trying to break the spirit of Jean Alesi. Hounding him around this track. This is not the easiest racetrack in the world to overtake on, as you can probably imagine, with all these walls everywhere. And Patrese is obviously
Take another look at what just happened to Riccardo Patrese. Here comes the red Ferrari. There, right behind him is Patrese, and there is a concrete wall just to the left.
Now that, you see, cost him probably 3 or 4 tenths of a second, which drops him just out of the ability to outbrake Alesi at the end of the straight. When you're setting yourself up, you set up 2 or 3 corners before to get yourself in the Jean Alesi last year. There was such a sensation here and on the streets of Monte Carlo when he battled every inch of the way with Senna.
Which has that distinctive anhedral front wing with the raised nose and the wing dropping down. Now let's pick up our leader, Ayrton Senna, once again, coming around to complete lap 14, 6.8 seconds ahead of Alain Prost. We'll ride on board now with a brand new McLaren V12 Hondo. We'll turn up the microphone and get a listen to the sound of the newest engine in Formula One. Friday drive through the streets of Phoenix, Arizona, down 3rd Street, a left onto Adams, another left onto 5th Street. We'll be going that way for another 75 laps or so. We'll be back to Phoenix, Arizona after this. There is the second place, number 27 in red of Alain Prost. We'll give you a look at the top 18 with 15 laps complete. Actually, 15 laps was several laps ago. We are now working lap number 19 on the racetrack. And the lead from Senator Prost has now expanded to 9.27 seconds. He is slowly drawing away by a fraction of a second on every lap.
He coasted into the pit. What's wrong with the car?
Some transmission problems, we don't know yet, but some gears were jumping out and had to stop.
You have the Ferrari engine for the first time. How was it running?
The engine is perfect. The engine was all right. Transmission was wrong.
Pardon me, not Ferrari. The new engine was doing well?
Yeah, very well.
That's right, Rick. The new engine in that car is the John Judd-built V10 that Dallara is using exclusively this year. Want to do it on Washington Street. Nice and wide, lots of room to pass, at least for the first guy in line. All three of them will get underneath Tarquini in the AGS, the white car with the blue stripe. That team's in some financial trouble. We may not see them in 2 weeks in Brazil.
Alesi now coming under pressure from Berger.
Gerhard Berger in the second McLaren trying to move up. It is Senna by 10.5 seconds over Alain Prost, followed in close order by Mansell, Patrese, and Alesi. Berger, Piquet going to discuss with his drivers. Here's a look now. Patrese to the left of your screen, tried to get under Nigel.
Oh, Nigel did a good save there.
Well, he almost turned into him.
Almost turned into him, but then having decided not to, pulled around and made a good save, and obviously did make it round the corner. Whereas Patrese had to do a very smart three-point turn there.
Well, the radio waves are no doubt crackling between the Williams pits and their drivers.
Now then, how badly did he flat spot those tires, of course? He's going to have to change them. Get those back.
Senna set fast lap of the race back on lap 4, 1 minute 28.13 seconds. Of course, since we have a new race course this year, we've had changes to it, so all of the marks will be new course records. It is Senna by 14 seconds over Alain Prost about the off-season sensationalism over this kart race in Surfers Paradise.
Well, they're personal, of course, but it sounds like a fair amount of silliness to have to make such extreme controls over things like that. I don't
Around the
know.
corner there is the 28 car of Alesi, and they're both leaving Gerhard Berger quite substantially.
Exactly. He's pulling away from the McLaren.
Berger must have some sort of a problem too.
Still
the
lots
bumps
of...
at the end of the straight. Boom, boom, boom. Locks up the front, left front. Lifts off to try and get it round, to get some steering way again. Won't have it. And goes on down the escape road.
Oh, we've got an incident, and that's right at the pit entrance.
Two cars there.
Mika Hakkinen in the Lotus is the white car, and it's one of the Brabhams. Looks like Mark Blundell in the yellow helmet to the right. Hard into the wall.
Mark Blundell's first ever Formula One start.
And Hakkinen's as well. Not a joyful meeting. Let's see. Well, looks like Hakkinen is underway again. Boy, is he having an eventful day. There's Hakkinen just going out the right of your screen. Blundell spun on his own.
Blundell already had spun, yes. So Hakkinen didn't. In fact, again, Hakkinen seems to have got away here scot-free, because we already saw that tremendous incident earlier on, which didn't do it.
This is on the front straightaway. He's going to try to push the car back toward that opening in the fence just beyond the pit exit.
And nobody coming to help him. That's great.
That's exactly where he parked one of his cars during
Come
practice.
on, you dingbat, get out there and give him a hand.
Formula One fans recall Nigel Mansell pushing his windshield flag.
Other blood seconds, some people call it.
Oh, and Berger's off.
Oh dear, Gerhard's day gets worse and worse. Now then, has he got a problem? Because as you have said, this is an all-new car and the new engine, although the V12 has had a fair bit of testing.
We are
Yep, he's obviously got some sort of a problem.
lost drive also.
Don't see any smoke.